I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. On3 does a great job. You know what I'm saying, with these lists they be putting together. So shout out to Shannon Terry, shout out to Hayes Fawcett, obviously Joe Tipton, Josh Newberg, all their crew, man. They do a great job, man. And I think they really, really nailed this list. This All-American, preseason true freshman All-American team, man. I can't wait to see how this turns out and if it turns out this way. But, I mean, you start with L.J. McCray. I mean, what he did in high school, man. I already heard he's getting a lot of buzz out of Florida. They're going to need him. This is a big year for Florida, man. Big year for Coach Billy Napier and for them to kind of come out on top and be a more competitive team in his tenure, man. And he's going to be a large reason why and what he's able to do. Dylan Stewart's another stud for South Carolina. Still question marks at the QB spot. But interesting to see how early on, they give him some playing time. Wendell Gregory's another name to kind of watch as well. But he's a stud on this list. Xavier Brown, man, what he was doing last year, man, was absolutely spectacular. Just outstanding shutdown defensive back. Real physical, man. Great at high point in the football. Great at reading defense. Good, very, very technically sound, man. So him being able to have a big impact at Alabama. And the key thing to note for Alabama is they're going to have a lot of young guys. They got a couple guys in the transfer portal to come in, but mostly this DB room is going to be very young. You look at, obviously, Xavier Brown, right? You look like Jalen Mbakwe. Like, they got so many guys that are very young that they're going to actually be stepping up. So probably early on, I'll be honest, they're probably going to give up a couple big plays because you got to take your lumps. You know what I'm saying? Playing on the next level, real good players, real good athletes. You playing top tier ranked teams probably every single week. Gonna take your lumps. But that kid right there is very special. And then my boy Sammy Brown, man, from Georgia, Jefferson. Now, we just came out, obviously, with a Mr. Georgia football list that's going to come out. I guarantee you guys, he probably would have been one of the finalists from last year. What he was able to do, leading his team to the semifinals, running the ball over plus 1,000-yard rusher, right, over 100-plus tackles last year. Kid's a stud. I can't wait to see how early going he plays for the Clemson Tigers, man. And he could be very, very well be the next great Clemson linebacker. We know they got Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Barrett Carter, and he could be next in line, man, for that Clemson team, man. They're doing an outstanding job recruiting on their defense. And another guy I really like is this guy down below, this DB, Corey Parrish. Kid is good, man. I can't wait to see what he's able to do, on that football field, man. Man, he's like, you don't really see a lot of cornerbacks, like, of his size and stature and be able to be how elite he is. But the kid is different, man. I've enjoyed watching his tape and seeing how he's progressed in his game. So that'd be good for him. I mean, playing for Minnesota, definitely going to have room to get early playing time, man. I can't wait to see how he handles it, how good he could be early on. So pretty good list overall. Other ones, obviously got William Echols. Looks like that is Kingston Villanueva Asa. Sorry if I butchered your name. Obviously, Sammy Brown, Xavier Brown, Sammy Brown as well, Boo Carter, Cole Parrish, Aaron Flowers, and then Terry Bussey. Now, offensively, this list is fun. Now, I'll be real with y'all, man. That dude, Cam Coleman, Central Phoenix City. Kid is a stud, man. He balled out in the freshman game, man. I think he had over 100-plus yards and a touchdown, man. The kid is a stud. That receiving core, hey, again, man, I'm high on it. You know what I'm saying? You look at him, Perry Thompson, Malcolm Simmons, and I was telling everybody, I was like, oh, well, Peyton Thorne's not that good. I'm like, with those kind of receivers, Peyton Thorne doesn't have to be an elite quarterback. He can throw for 200 yards a game, 150, and be good. Long as he can get the ball in the vicinity of these two players or his receiving core, just look out, bro. You know what I'm saying? So Cam Coleman, I 100% agree. He's going to have an immediate impact for the Auburn Tigers. Next one, Jeremiah Smith. Man, I was watching his film. Oh, my Lord. Never seen him in person. You know what I'm saying? But I've heard, great things about him. I heard he's already trending early on and saying he could be one of the best receivers to come through Ohio State. And we know that is wide receiver U along with LSU, just producing receivers, man. And that kid is a stud. I've watched his film. He's big, aggressive, athletic, tough to bring down. I mean, it's rare to say a freshman receiver can be a complete receiver, but he's darn near there. And that's kind of scary because he haven't even got his college body yet. Still high school body. You know what I'm saying? But going into his freshman year, that is pretty scary. So he's going to be really good. I got a chance to see Dylan Raiola. Obviously, he transferred out here to Buford. Just a calm quarterback. Know his reads. Know where he wants to go with the football. Very poised. Would have liked them to air it out a little bit more, offensively when he was there. But you could see some of the things he could present to the table. And he's going to start as a true freshman for Nebraska. So it's been a long time since Nebraska's been relevant. And I think that's, one of the reasons why he went there. He's obviously some of his family members, graduated school from there and went there. So credit to him, man. He didn't initially want to go to Georgia, but end up flipping to Nebraska. And I think it's good because Georgia, you're probably not going to start early on. You're going to have to wait. Like we see Carson Beck, have to wait. Stetson Bennett, you're going to have to wait. But at least now he gets to start. He's getting thrown in the fire. Let's see how he responds to it. They got some big games. Colorado's going to be one of them, man. So I can't wait to see how he looks like as a freshman. Next, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, Colorado does need him to be good, and that's Jordan Seaton. And this was the lineman that was potentially on flip watch, throughout the recruiting. But a 5-star prospect, they were able to land him. That was huge for their recruiting for the 2024 class, landing this guy. I can't wait to see how he looks. They says the offensive line, there's been rumors that the Buffs' offensive line looks way better than it has in the years past. Obviously, he's one of the reasons why. So I definitely see why he's All-American team kind of going in. He's created a lot of buzz for himself. It's going to be interesting to see what he is able to do, man. So can't wait for that one. That's going to be a big one to watch as well. And then Anthony Knapp, man, I've seen that guy. He played for Roswell. Kid is a stud, man. The kid can block at a high level. Really has really good footwork. Moves well for his size. Can pass block. Can run block. Kid is a stud, and he looks like he's going to be one of those next great just Notre Dame offensive linemen, man. I've gotten a chance to see him play, and I was always impressed. And last but not least is Ryan Williams. I wanted to mention him as well. Curious to see the impact he has. They have a lot of good receivers for Alabama. They got a lot of returning guys, but what kind of impact can he have as a true freshman, for the Crimson Tide? That's going to be very interesting to see. Now, he might not get a lot of playing time early on, but this is one of those cases I feel like, you see those freshmen kind of come on middle to late in the year. That could be the case for Ryan Williams, man. So I just wanted to mention guys I thought that I've gotten a chance to see, like their tape, or, I've seen what they've been able to do. I didn't mention, obviously, running back Jordan Lau from Miami. They already got a really good running back as well, but he could, split reps with him, be kind of a nice 1-2 punch. Trudez Green of LSU, Josiah Thompson of South Carolina, Cooper Cousins of Penn State, and obviously Kevin Haywood of Wisconsin. I just haven't seen him play, so I don't want to speak on something I have not seen in person with my own eyes, or I haven't seen with film. I've seen Dylan Raiola play in person. I've seen Anthony Knapp play in person. I've seen Cam Coleman's film, Jeremiah Smith's film, Ryan Williams' film, and obviously Jordan Seaton's film. So just guys that I've seen and looked at. That's my thoughts, man. But a great list, nonetheless, by On3, man. Do a great job with this. I'm glad they came out with a list like this, true freshman All-American team. Let's see if they write how many guys that they selected in this top 22 that are going to be elite come year one and be able to be key contributors for their teams. We're going to find out.